You may be wondering, as an ISFP, how can I tell if someone is lying to me? This is a question that I get asked from time to time, and it's not only a tricky one to answer because there are so many different types of lies, but it's also a really important one for you to know because it's important to know how to navigate your intuition and your instincts, especially when it comes to this kind of thing, and especially as an ISFP. Hey, I'm Matt Sherman, and welcome to Geek Psychology, where we help you discover your true character and level it up so you can play life better. So here's the thing. You're naturally going to dip into introverted intuition, NI, when you're stressed or unsure. If you can just imagine now that you have these different parts of yourself, these different characters within you, then think of NI, introverted intuition, as the visioning mystic. And this part of your psyche accesses the unconscious mind for guidance. It's the character who questions the nature of the universe. It likely follows insights, seeks deeper meaning in everything, embraces symbols, has this long-range foresight, and it has a serene sense of knowing to it. So that's a part of yourself. It's also like your own personal crystal ball that helps you interpret the future and the meaning of everything. It often comes up when you're stressed, right? And when you're unsure, because it's trying to predict what will happen next. It's a safety mechanism. And it can be very helpful for navigating new situations and relationships. But for most ISFPs, especially when they're younger, it's not their strongest skill yet, and it's kind of like a newbie. Why? Because for you, NI, introverted intuition, this mystic character, has a tendency to overthink and overcomplicate things. And that's why it's so hard for ISFPs to know how to deal with their own emotions, how to deal with other people's emotions as well, and how to understand if what is going on, the deeper meaning of things, is tinged with a little, let's call it poison. So how do you know if someone's lying to you? Well, you need to get real world feedback through extroverted sensing, SE. This is one of your core strengths. I call it the engaging adventurer, as a character within your psyche. And it's all about getting into your senses and using sensory acuity. Sensory acuity is the ability to see, hear, and feel things with great precision. It's the ability to pick up on all the small details that other people might miss. And it's also the ability to read body language very accurately. And this is a skill for ISFPs, something that you're naturally very good at because you're so in tune with your own emotions and feelings and values. So finding a way to understand that in another person is a key to your growth and your growth and your strength. Again, the problem is that you're an introvert. You play life a little bit more defensively. Me too. I'm an INFP, I know. And because of that, you're naturally going to consult your mystic character, introverted intuition, over your adventurer, extroverted sensing. It's just easier you speak the same language as that character. So you're going to do this especially when you either A, want to be right, or B, are afraid of being wrong, which is kind of the same thing. So it's easier to just ask the mystic, hey, what's going on with this situation? And then get all this deeper meaning that might not actually be accurate. So if someone says something that doesn't make sense, right? Or if they seem like they're hiding something from you, try asking them a question about it. I'm not saying accusing them of cheating or of lying or something like that, but just bring it up in a conversation by saying something like, hey, I was just thinking about the other day when you said X, it didn't really make sense to me. So can you kind of explain it a little bit more? Boom. That's it. That's all you got to do. See what they say next. If they're evasive or defensive, then, use that as a sign that maybe they are lying to you. One thing that you can do with this, based off sensory acuity, is to take a snapshot in your mind of what they look like before, and then compare it to what they look like after you've asked them the question. Practice paying specific attention to skin tone, tightness, facial expressions, body language, depth of breathing, eye accessing cues, which way are they looking when they say different things. Look it up if you're more interested. Vocal tone, and so on. So the more that you do this, the more real life and immediate sensory feedback you'll have and the more accurate your perception of the situation will be. Yeah, I know you can't always do that in person, and it drives you crazy. That's when a lot of the negative spiraling happens. That's life. But the more that you can stop speculating and start interacting, the better off you'll be. And you'll have an easier time to understand people and know what they're thinking about, what they're doing, what they're feeling. So if this video was helpful and you want to know more about what life is like as an ISFP and how to use some of your strengths, you can check out this video over here. And if you have some advice for other ISFPs who are struggling with this, then comment down below and share your insights. Good luck, have fun. Peace.